When it comes to Pokemon, we usually think of the cute and cuddly ones like Pikachu and Eevee, or the cool and fierce ones like Greninja and Charizard. But this video isn't about the crowd favorites. Nope. This is about trash. And by trash, we mean Pokemon that sadly get trashed by the community way too much. We trawled the internet to come up with the 10 most hated Pokemon that ever existed. But before we grab our pitchforks and go on a hate and cruise, why are these Pokemon the most hated anyway? Well, Pokemon fans can get really heated about things they don't like. National Dex wonky-looking trees ring a bell? So it's no surprise that some Pokemon get a lot of hate just because of how they look or how popular they are. Speaking of popular Pokemon, let's start this list with one of the all-time favorites, Charizard. Wait, Charizard? Can a popular Pokemon be hated as well? The answer is yes, my sweet summer child. Charizard is undeniably one of the most popular and beloved Pokemon in the series. It constantly tops popularity polls, is always in the anime and games, and has a lot of merch and toys. But it's this attention from Game Freak and the Pokemon Company that has annoyed some fans. They think Charizard's moment in the spotlight is not giving other Pokemon a chance to shine. Plus, they're just tired of seeing Charizard again. Honestly, it's a chicken and egg situation. Is Charizard's continued popularity due to its constant exposure in the games and anime? Or is it featured a lot because it's still popular? What do you think, Charizard fans and not fans? At number 9, the series mascot itself, Pikachu. Being the face of the Pokemon games and anime, you'd think Pikachu won't get hate at all. Au contraire, Mumbieware. Just like Charizard, Pikachu suffers from its popularity and constant exposure. Not only is it the official company mascot, but it was Ash's main Pokemon and is still one of the major characters in the new Pokemon anime. Ash's Pikachu also got oddly too overpowered at times, easily powering through enemies with just its Thundershock and Thunderbolt attacks. But this overexposure and preferential treatment has gotten some fans tired of it. Sure, Pikachu is totes adorbs, and I definitely want to squish its cheeks too. But I can also see where the hate is charging from. Number 8, Bruxish. No need to beat around the underwater bush with this one. It's obvious that some fans don't like Bruxish because they think it's ugly. Whether it's the loud colors, protruding mouth, or its large fangs, this fish Pokemon hailing from the waters of Alola can't take a break in the looks department. But to be fair to Bruxish's design, it's supposed to be based on brightly colored tropical fish, mixed with psychedelic art and the word bruxism, which means excessive teeth grinding. That's honestly a pretty cool and unique concept. Unfortunately, Bruxish just has to grit its teeth through fan criticisms. We wave aloha bye to you, Bruxish. At number 7, we return to Monk with Fire Elemental Monkey Simisear. In Gen 5, Pokemon tried to be a bit experimental and introduced a set of sub-starter Pokemon to help you in Striaton City's Gym Challenge. These sub-starters are Pansage, Pansear, and Panpour, which evolve into Simisage, Simisear, and Simipour. While fans applaud Game Freak for this gimmick because, hey, free Pokemon, these monkeys are a bit lackluster to say the least. Some fans think their designs and stats are nothing special and are wasted potential. To drive home how unpopular they are, Simisear ranked last in a popularity poll in Japan. The poll was to find out which Pokemon fans want to get during the Volcanion and the Mechanical Marvel movie. And unfortunately, Fire Monkey Simisear fizzled out and ranked last. Number 6, Food Pokemon Swirlix and Vanillite. These Pokemon may be sweet, but a lot of fans are being sour and bitter over the concept of food Pokemon. Is it weird that they look like food? Maybe. Are they lazily designed because they're based on food? Not necessarily, but a lot of fans are unconvinced about their concepts and continue to think their designs are uninspired. It sounds harsh for such a sweet Pokemon, but life can be tough when you're junk food. But which came first anyway? Did people in the Pokemon world make cotton candy and ice cream based on these Pokemon? Or did these desserts mutate and turn into Pokemon? Really makes you snack and think, huh? We're now entering our top 5 most hated Pokemon. Any guesses on who this next one will be? If you guessed Girder, you can honk your nose and flex your muscles to celebrate because you got it right. According to some fans, Girder looks like a clown who decided to pick up a part-time job as a construction worker. While that's commendable, because times are tough and we all gotta juggle multiple jobs sometimes, there's just something off-putting with Girder's design that makes some fans feel uncomfortable. Is it his clown nose? Or his weirdly veiny and bulging muscles? Is the L-beam he's carrying a part of his body? Girder's evolution, Conkeldurr, doesn't make things better too. He becomes an old clown man rocking a man bun with a suspicious stare and grin. I can see why people are uncomfortable with this Pokemon. I need an adult right now. Number 4, Rhyperior. Now this one, I totally understand the hate. How did we go from this to this? Rhyperior's first evolution, Rhyhorn, started out so cool. It's a Gen 1 Pokemon based on rhinos and the ceratopsid dinosaurs. If you grew up with Land Before Time and Pokemon, Triceratops and Rhyhorn were your jam, and then Rhyhorn evolves into an even cooler form. It evolves into Rhydon, which is still a rhino and a dino Pokemon, but with kaiju elements added. It can stand on its legs, y'all! How cool is that? And then, sigh. And then it becomes Rhyperior. Gone is the Rhino Dino Kaiju Pokemon, and is replaced with a stout, balding man. It honestly kind of looks like Danny DeVito. And hey, I love Danny DeVito, but just not in Pokemon form. And joining our top 3 is the OG clown Pokemon, Mr. Mime. Yep, before Gurdurr and Conkeldurr emerged from whatever inferno they spawned from, there was Mr. Mime. He walked before those two could run and chase us into the pits of hell. This Gen 1 Pokemon's design was based on clowns, jesters, jointed dolls, and, well, mimes. But while Mr. Mime looks pretty harmless, seriously, look at how happy he is. Some Pokemon fans feel uncomfortable and even creeped out at how human-like his features are. He's got arms and legs and stands upright. He even has 5 fingers each on his hands. But what's weirdly disturbing yet hilarious is that Mr. Mime is shown eating his food with the other Pokemon on the floor. So even though he looks human, he's treated like an animal. He doesn't sit and dine with Ash and Ash's mom. It's just weird. His uncanny Valley meter even gets worse when he got turned into 3D for the Detective Pikachu live-action movie. You might be nice, but those soulless eyes are freaking us out, Mimey. We're getting close to the top. But first, here's the runner-up of our list. At number 2, Jynx. Jynx's Pokemon history is rough, to say the least. It was riddled with controversies, with multiple discussions surrounding its character design and origin. The Pokemon Company even had to change its design just to address the issue. But controversies aside, what makes Jynx a not-so-popular pick among Pokemon fans is its human-like features. Just like Mr. Mime, Jynx is weirdly humanoid. It stands upright, also has 5 fingers on each hand, has plump lips, and even has a bra? Its wide-eyed stare also isn't helping with the heebie-jeebies. And in Pokemon lore, Jynx is known for its haunting and mesmerizing voice. Imagine hearing its voice, lulling you like a siren, and then you turn around and see its eyes in the dark. I'll blast off into the sky faster than Team Rocket. We're finally at the top of our list. Before we reveal the most hated Pokemon ever, let's do a quick recap of all the entries. We've got Charizard at number 10, Pikachu at number 9, Bruxish at number 8, Simisear at number 7, Swirlix and Vanillite at number 6, Girder at number 5, Rhyperior at number 4, Mr. Mime at number 3, and Jynx at number 2. And the number 1 most hated Pokemon on our list is, pitchfork drumroll please, Zubat! Don't get me wrong, Zubat isn't so bad, and a lot of Pokemon fans love how cool Crobat is. But Zubat has terrorized and made the lives of many Pokemon players way more difficult than it should be. Remember all those times you have to go through caves? How each step you take a Zubat is waiting for you to battle it? And then it hits your Pokemon with a supersonic, trapping it in a never-ending confusion. On top of that, it can poison your Pokemon too. Seconds, minutes, and hours of our lives are wasted because of this bat. We still love you, Zubat, but gosh dang, were you so annoying! Wow, that was a lot of hate. Let's lighten up the mood by talking about the top cutest Pokemon instead. Click the video on the screen to see which adorable Pokemon melted our hearts. See you there, cuties!